What's up?
I'm going behind this one. Oh, wow, Brad.
Wow. This is like formal night, man. This is so good.
I'm so mad at you right now.
Why?
We talked about dressing formally and your t-shirt's not even tucked in.
Yeah, well, I'm casual. I'm casual celebrating.
Whatever.
Hey, man. Welcome to YouTube Live. We're so glad you're with us tonight. We are celebrating. We're dressing up. We dressed up fancy.
Celebrate.
Just for you as we celebrate the end of May here in COVID-19 quarantine season. I know it's not the end of quarantine, but this was the end of a season for us. We were going to run through the end of May, and then we're going to talk to you at the end about what June's going to look like. But we know some of the things are going to change, and some of the small group leaders, they have some other stuff going on this summer, so they're going to be doing some different things, transitioning out for a couple months. So we wanted to celebrate and kind of just take a moment, actually take the whole night and just talk about remembering and celebrating the last 3 months. So Tyler,
yes.
What was a highlight for you?
Man, one of the highlights for me has been our drive-through on Mondays. Nice. Like, it's just been incredible. We've had it for like 10 weeks now, or 9, something like that. Lots of weeks. And we had the best ever was not this last week because it rained.
Right.
We still had a big turnout for Bomb Pops, which is really good. But the week before that, we had like 82 cars.
Mostly because Marcus.
Yes.
But
that and our outfits.
Yeah.
And these pants are comfy.
These are
That's a highlight.
Amazing pants. Amazing. This is, man, I think this is our new, this is our new dress code.
It's our new attire.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's going to be good. All right.
We're new people.
So we wanted to share with you some of our highlights, and we're going to start with some of the different things that we've done over the last 3 months and just some highlights. And so we got some pictures. The scavenger hunt. These are scavenger hunt pictures. They were
super
so
fun.
good.
Winners 1 week, right?
Winners.
There.
Yeah. Very, very
Another winner.
Yeah.
Right there with the corgi.
That's good. And
and Owen, look at that. We're on the table.
Look, that is good.
We're on the table.
That's impressive right there.
Yes. And then we moved into the family challenges. So this was our Easter family challenge. Oh, this was the Truckies killed that one.
That was good. Yep.
That was pretty good. Look at that. We had such good artists too.
Yeah,
like we got to see the best in a lot of people. It was great. This was another thing. This was the build week. So they built, I think, houses out of sticks.
Yeah.
Paint sticks, not paint sticks.
And then
there's a real bridge.
Then
the Durans built a bridge in their
people
forest.
were building. All right.
Yeah. And then we had the summer bucket list.
Summer bucket list.
So
very nice.
I want you guys to follow up to see. I want to know if you are completing these tasks.
Yeah.
So send me a picture. Taylor, Reagan. Yeah.
Look how excited they are.
They are excited. Awesome. Yes. But then this one. This was our first Zoom small group meeting.
Yep. This was
with our leaders.
That was a leader small group meeting. As you can tell, people weren't used to putting their video on yet. They were like, I don't know about the Zoom thing. I'm just gonna watch you. This was our first YouTube live right here.
Look at how number one, impressive. Young we look.
I know.
Number two, look how groomed we look.
Look at it. This is a good
now flashback to today.
Yeah.
And you gotta take off that hat. Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that. So, we are looking gnarly.
Yeah,
we're looking very.
I can't move my hair yet, but it's coming. Like out of the shower, I could
I need a
totally head bang
haircut because this is getting out of hand. I was gonna go for a mullet, but I
keep going, man.
I can't.
Quarantine's not over yet.
It's so hot.
Yeah. So we had a lot of fun over the last 3 months, and we're going to celebrate and have fun with those. We've some of the highlights that we've experienced were in pictures that you saw, and some of the highlights were just things that just happened. For me, the year 3000, I think it was one of the first ones that we did, Tyler, in the year 3000. That one was just perfect. And you would think that Tyler had rehearsed this, but no, he's just that naturally gifted type of person. And it just killed it. And you guys helped out so much in that. I've loved seeing the stories that have been coming out of Zoom groups. We have seen some really incredible ideas that small group leaders have had, and they've been talking to you about. And some of the highlights are, I know there's a handful of groups that are meeting every day for 30 minutes and go through a Bible study or just connecting. Pretty incredible. Awesome way to go. Keep going on that. So some other highlights. Any other highlights that you have?
Man, this season's been good. It's been I always go back to the drive-thrus. That's just when I get to see people and interact with people and hand out candy and questions, bring smile to people's faces. Yes.
Yeah. So if you can imagine what happened March 10th, around that time when everybody's coming out of spring break, we're excited. Then we got an extra week off of school, and that was awesome. And then all of a sudden we realized we weren't going to be back together for a while. A lot of things have changed. So tonight, instead of thinking about the things we've lost, we're going to be talking about remembering the things that happened, and we're going to celebrate those. And we're going to, hopefully you could laugh a little bit with us, because we've had a fun time laughing as we've remembered some things, and we're going to be walking through the night that way. So because we know you're kind of sick of us, me and Tyler.
Yes.
We've brought 2 special guests.
Yes.
And you've never seen them like this before in your life. And they're going to come up and they're going to do the video scavenger hunt. So you want to get ready, stretch a little bit so you're ready to run, and just make sure you enjoy this whole experience.
It's mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing. Make sure you take pictures, and also
I'm going to walk out so they can see my back.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty impressive. All right,
full
social media, get ready to blow up, because this next piece is incredible.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
You know, this outfit, I thought it's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited to wear this in public.
Me too.
So Jensen actually came to work in it. So that's
I did. I walked out of my apartment, maybe ran to get to my car.
Maybe someone made her wear a coat out of the house.
Maybe.
But
we won't name names. Fun. It's fine.
So
it's whatever.
Yeah. Well, so I actually love being on camera. So this is fantastic. And we are going to be all about the scavenger hunt tonight. So it is all about the Kudre Family Challenge scavenger hunt. So first of all, we have for Austin, my son, his favorites. These will be my family favorites. So for Austin, it would be clay. So first thing you need to find is anything made out of clay. And what's next, Jensen?
Well, Dawson, your other son, his favorite was video games. So something with video games, any type of video game, maybe a controller, something like that.
Yeah, because that's what he spends hours on. So then third is my husband. Well, actually, nope, we skipped one, Brittany. Third is Brittany, and she loves coffee. And then we have?
Then Dennis, the president, if you know, Presidente. And his is meat. And Janice decided this can be, you know, if it's cooked or not, whatever. Just kind of whatever you're feeling there.
Any kind of meat. Not fish. He doesn't really like fish.
Okay, not fish.
So, and then for me, I love chocolate. And so any kind of chocolate. I brought some with me. So
this might be half eaten. Unsure.
Yep.
Where are they sitting?
And they will send them to Tyler's number at 402
202
1260. So go ahead and find all these items and bring them on and send those pictures. And while we wait for the pictures to come in, Jensen, what's one of your favorite highlights?
Oh man,
since the guys took them all.
Yeah, it's been a good season, I would say, here at LBC Youth. I'd say this right now is a great highlight for me. All these outfits are wonderful. You missed, unfortunately, you guys couldn't see my model walk into the office, but it's pretty fantastic. But I would say some other highlights for me would, just during this time, probably be connecting with students one-on-one, whether that be reading the Bible together or just catching up on life with them, and just hearing more about how their life's going during quarantine. What's some highlights for you, Janice?
Fantastic. Well, my biggest highlight is actually the drive-through. And I knew Tyler was going to talk about that because both of us are peoples. Yeah. And so seeing people and seeing the kids smile is just fantastic. And then handing candy to them, you can't get any better than that. So yeah, the drive-through on Mondays is the best part.
What's been your favorite drive-through theme throughout?
I would say neon.
Ooh.
Because I actually have that. Most of them I don't have. This is probably my fanciest outfit now since my wedding dress.
Yeah.
I think. So
when I renew my vows, this is what I'm wearing.
Oh, totally. You should. Yeah. I think Brett wants you to.
I do too.
So, yeah. And then I can't wait to see Heidi wear this in the fall. And Jessica, I know they're both just jealous right now. Yeah. So do we have a winner yet?
We do have a winner.
Who do we got?
Wow. Well, this is crazy. Hold on. I'm going to hand this over to you to show Dan.
We have a winner.
Ooh, look.
Oh, look at that. The Rush family.
Oh.
I love that.
Good job.
Good job, Amelia. that hunk of pork or whatever that is on the lid is beautiful.
Yes, that is amazing.
That's perfect.
Yes.
So thank you.
Perfect.
And now we should probably let
Tyler come up.
come and teach.
Yeah. Okay, so actually the best text message that I just got that I'll share with you all was Hunter Rinchy. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for encouraging me to get a mullet. I might because you said I should. So we'll see about that. But yes, another memory that I have loved about this is Jensen's art. It's been really good. So we are going to bring her back for another round. Like this is the finale of Jensen's art. So Jensen, are you ready for this? You will do great. I mean, you have inspirational clothing on. So you haven't seen this beforehand.
No, what do we got?
Okay, so here is the first challenge.
Okay.
So I want you to start drawing. And if you have the answer, if you know what it is, put it in the comments of the YouTube, and we're going to send you Sonic tonight. So Sonic DoorDash. Jensen is going to give this a go. So Jensen, you should start drawing.
I'm starting, okay.
You should start drawing. Yes. And so, yeah, just inspired by clothing. Think about what we're wearing, all that stuff. It's probably not on our clothes, but it's inspired by our clothes. So, wow, Jensen, this is really good.
Thank you.
That looks like
I'm in
a
a
chicken
different color.
leg.
Is that okay?
That looks like a chicken leg. Is it a chicken leg?
No, keep guessing maybe.
I guess I wrote this, so I should know what it is. Okay. Wow. Oh, this is like a blizzard, an upside down blizzard, but it's coming out of the cone because it wasn't good ice cream. Nope. Still, look at this. The intensity, the tenacity. I feel like we're on a golf show. Wow, she's going in to draw. What? Oh my goodness. Look at that. I think it's a rocket. Whoa. Keep drawing. We're hearing that we have close guesses. Can you add any more details that will really just sell it? Really sell it. I think we need to focus on the transportation mode.
You got one?
Oh, we got one?
We have a winner?
Do we have a winner? Oh boy. Who's the winner? Jonah Dimes. Awesome. Good work.
It is a narwhal skateboarding.
Narwhal skateboarding.
Duh.
Okay, we're going to transfer over. We're going to do one more round of this. Okay, Jensen, unveil
you gotta show
right
me
here.
what it is.
Unveil that one. So this one is going to be very good. Don't show the audience. Don't show the audience. Do you have it?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll call an audible here. We'll go to. You can just put that on the table there. That one's a hard one.
Yeah, do you have an easier one for me?
Okay, this one.
Okay.
So, but be inspired by what you just read.
I am not inspired by that at all.
All right, so this is another good drawing. So you just keep going.
Let's just make sure you can see everything.
Yes,
Okay.
I can see everything.
Okay. We're gonna start.
Wait, yellow?
Can you see the yellow? I can do an
might
orange.
be hard. Yellow might be hard. I can't see the yellow.
Okay, I'll do an orange.
Do orange. This animal is made out of orange.
Made out of orange. We'll just
Oranges?
go over there. There we go.
Yes, that is better.
Better looking.
That is better. Whoa, it's a stegosaurus.
Maybe.
Oh, it's like a.
What's
that? Homeward Bound? No, that's not it. What's that little dinosaur movie? Land Before Time.
Oh, I was gonna say the little dinosaur.
This is Land Before Time, I think. Wow. I don't know. That might be me flexing. It looks like a fist. And okay. Whoa.
Hang on.
Oh, can you move over just a hair? Oh, yeah, there we go.
Sorry.
I just had a spot check to see where we're at.
Thanks. We'll add some. Yep.
This is good. I see where you're going with this. That could be good. Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Your head's in the way again.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I got to think where this part's going, guys. It's gonna just use your imagination here on that part.
Okay, a critter with 5 legs. All right.
This isn't supposed to be a leg.
Oh, it's not a leg.
No,
okay. It's like a leg pit.
Just give me a second.
Okay.
Okay.
I will give you a second. This is redeemable.
This is like the one leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's one leg, everyone. Okay, we got. Oh, that's a good detail. That is.
Okay.
We have close guesses. The picture's not even done yet.
That's a smiley face. Yep.
Hold your llama. We're almost there. Okay.
One leg. See, it looks like one leg now. The details. Okay.
Details. Got it.
And then we'll just.
Uh-oh. What is this? He's trimming his toenails.
I just want one more color.
Okay. This is a. I don't know. We got to be getting close. These are pretty good. Man, Jensen, this is the best. This is best artwork. Oh, we got it. We got it, Jensen. Good work. Yes. Eva Gronwald, you got it. So, Jensen, what is this?
This is a giraffe, kind of, flying a kite.
A giraffe flying a kite. I love it.
Thank you.
You did great. Like, these two, top drawing. You need to sign them. Can you please autograph them? Because we will add these to the Art Wall of Fame. That's incredible. You rock. Okay, now come over here and sign this one.
Okay.
I'll trade spots with you. And then go back here. And we'll welcome Brad in. Thank you, Brad.
All right. Jensen is incredible. Again, she is available for your graduation parties, maybe just any type of celebrations you're having. She's willing to come stand out in your driveway and draw anything that's around. She could draw your pet. She could do amazing work. She's available. Please give her a call. Reach out. She has plenty of time. And she will even, for an extra fee, she will show up and draw in that outfit. So get ready to be the talk of your neighborhood. So please call her, get her out to your place, having her draw giraffes and flying kites. So I don't know if you realize this past weekend, some of you maybe have realized, it was Memorial Day weekend. Now, it's a day set aside for us to remember the people who've lost their lives serving in the military. If you don't know the history of it, it's kind of a cool history. It was started after the Civil War when 620,000 Americans lost their lives during the Civil War. And there were people who kind of rose up after that, realizing, hey, we need to remember. We need to do something to remember what happened. Like, there were so many good people that lost their lives when they were fighting for freedoms and fighting for justice. And there was groups on both sides that said, hey, we need to do something. So informally, they started celebrating on May 30th. For a lot of years, they just celebrated on May 30th. It was a day to set aside just to celebrate and remember. Not to necessarily celebrate the war, but to remember those who had lost their lives. And they think that maybe May 30th was chosen because there's some people who think that that's one of the few days during that season that there wasn't an actual war in the Civil War. So there was, when they went back and looked over the years, it was like that was one day that didn't have an actual war. So they wanted to celebrate as a way to remember people who had lost their lives, who had served and lost their lives. Memorial Day then became an official holiday, and now as America, we celebrate it every last Monday in May. Now, if you're like me, I sometimes like when somebody goes Memorial Day, I go, is that the one in May or is that the one in September? I don't know, Memorial Day. I just know we get off work, we got off school. It's kind of this cool day. It's maybe for some of you, it's the day you go out to the lake. It's the first time you get your boat out. Maybe for some of you, it's a time where you get all your family together. And that's just kind of what Memorial Day is. Maybe you don't even remember, or it doesn't even really have any significance to you. See, I think as Americans, we tend to forget. We tend to forget why we have different holidays and different things. You know, think about it, even just not Memorial Day, but think about 4th of July. Do we really celebrate 4th of July? Do we really celebrate why that exists? Or do we just like to blow things up? Think about maybe some other days throughout the year that we celebrate. Do we really remember why those days exist? And now just think about it also in the Christian world. Like, for those of you who've been in church and Christian world, we have all these days like Advent and Lent, Pentecost. I mean, these days that we celebrate and you may hear about, but do we really understand what they're about? And I would just lean in a little bit, maybe even Christmas. You know, maybe we've forgotten a little bit of what that day represents. I don't know, maybe not. But today I want to talk about how as a culture, how we're just kind of wired, like we forget things all the time. We have these great memories, great experiences, and then we forget why we enjoy those or why we celebrate those or why those things even happen on a calendar. Well, today I want to really focus in on helping us remember, because I think remembering is important, because remembering helps us take what God has done and celebrate it. So for a lot of you, you know, before this COVID-19 thing happened, 2 days from now, we would be at camp. And I know, why am I bringing this up? Just another thing we're missing out on. It's not a very uplifting thing to say, hey, we're not going to camp, but we would have been in 2 days. But I want to bring it up intentionally because I want to talk about and remember what God has done at camp. God has done some incredibly huge things, and it's been remarkable at what he's done there. And I want us to take a couple minutes to remember and celebrate that. But before we get that, I want to share with you a story. Before this whole COVID-19 thing happened, we were on Wednesday nights, we were in this series called 10, and we were looking through the 10 commandments, and we were talking about those 10 commandments that God had given the Israelites after they had come out of slavery. They've been in slavery for 400 years, come out of slavery. God said, okay, here's 10 commandments, and here's 10 ways that if you live these ways, you will live a healthy, productive life. And he gave them to them, and then after that, we didn't get all the way through them, but after that, what happened is they disobeyed God. They spent the next 40 days wandering kind of in the wilderness. And then at the end of the 40 years, it's 40 years, not 40 days, 40 years of wandering, they came to the promised land, the land that was promised to the Israelites for decades and generations and generations. They actually got to the edge of that land. And what separated them between that land and the promised land and where they were is this mile-wide raging river called the Jordan River. It was flood season. It was just massive, mile-long river. It was crazy. That's what separated them from the promised land. And God told Joshua, who was leading at that point, he said, okay, here's what I want you. I want you to tell the people who have the Ark of the Covenant, which was this thing that they carried. It represented the presence of God. And he said, okay, those guys that are carrying that, I want them to step into the water. And as soon as they step into the water is going to stop. The ground is going to get dry. And then I want all 2 million people to walk across. And so let's pick it up. I'm just going to read this. It's in Joshua 3:14 through 17. So the people left their camp to cross the Jordan, and the priests were carrying the Ark of the Covenant went ahead. It was the harvest season, and the Jordan was overflowing its banks. But as soon as the feet of the priests who were carrying the ark touched the water at the river's edge, the water above the point began backing up a great distance away at a town called Adam, which is near Zarethim. The water below the point flowed onto the Dead Sea until the riverbed was dry. Then all the people crossed over near the town of Jericho. Meanwhile, the priests who were carrying the Ark of the Lord's covenant stood on dry ground in the middle of the riverbed as the people passed by. They waited until the whole nation of Israel had crossed the Jordan on the dry ground. A miracle. It was just incredible. Like, whoa, what just happened? And all these people got to cross. I don't think you think about this. If you just saw a river in front of you and all of a sudden it stopped moving, and all of a sudden there was dry ground, and then all of a sudden Joshua, the leader, said, go, we're walking across this thing. I mean, there had to be excitement, there had to be nerves, there had to be really cool things. If you also think about this, like the river had just dried up. So like, you ever wondered what's at the bottom of a riverbed, like a big river like that? So there's probably all sorts of weird things sitting down there. And these people went down into the riverbed, went across, and then back out a mile long. Then God told Moses, he goes, okay, there was 12 tribes. He goes, okay, take one person from each tribe and make sure that they go and pick up a big stone from the middle of that Jordan River and carry it out. And they did that, and then out of those 12, they built a memorial. And Joshua 4 says it this way. Because they go, why would you do that? We will use these stones to build a memorial. In the future, your children will ask, what do these stones mean? Then you could tell them, they remind us that the Jordan River stopped flowing when the Ark of the Lord's covenant went across. These stones will stand as a memorial among the people of Israel forever. See, God knew humans are forgetful people. God knew that maybe that generation wouldn't forget. They wouldn't forget, like, man, do you remember that time we walked across the Jordan River? That was awesome. But God knew that people probably generation after, their kids, their grandkids probably would forget. So God wanted them to set a memorial so that whenever their grandkids saw it, they would point out, what does that mean? What happened here that was made? And where the people could share what had happened, like the miracle, the remembering what had happened. So it was a way to constantly remember and teach the next generation after the next generation. It's a way to pass it on, a way to not forget, but also pass it on. See, I think that is such an important concept for us today. Now, I know a lot of us have had some amazing experiences in our lives, amazing God experiences, but then it feels like we just kind of slip away. But what if we started to make memorials to remind us of God's work in our lives, to remind us of what God did? And specifically, I want to bring up spiritual birthdays, because for many of you, for some of you, over the next 10 days, some of you are going to have a spiritual birthday. And if you don't know what a spiritual birthday is, it's that day that you gave your life to Christ. And at camp, we have had a number of people give their lives to Christ, and that has been in that first week of June. And the purpose of spiritual birthdays is to remember what Jesus did. It isn't for you. It isn't like, look at me. It's look at Jesus. It's a way to say, man, it's my spiritual birthday. And people go like, what's that? Oh, let me tell you what that is. For those of you who are really clear with your spiritual birthday, I encourage you to celebrate that. Remember it, celebrate it. Take some time that day. No matter if it's in June or July, August, December, whatever it is, make sure that you celebrate. Take some time away and just for you and Jesus, just go like, thank you, Jesus. I remember. This day will always mean something to me. See, I remember that for my kids. May 6th, my oldest daughter, Hannah. May 20th, Haley. June 13th, Zach. I remember those days, and we celebrate those days. Now, some of you are going like, I don't know if I have a spiritual birthday, and maybe you don't have a spiritual birthday because you're not giving your life to Christ yet, which is great. Thanks for being along on the journey. Keep going. If you want to ask more questions, keep asking questions. Maybe some of you go like, well, I'm pretty sure I've made that commitment. I just don't know when. Maybe you're like my story. See, when somebody brought up this whole idea of spiritual birthday to me well into my adulthood, I was like, man, I have no clue. And I spent some time talking to Jesus and asking him to show me, and I don't know the exact date. What I do know is that it was a Saturday morning in October when I was 9 years old. Because I can remember specifically the moment my house was crazy. My parents were just kind of out of control. They were yelling and screaming, and everything just felt out of control to me. And I was memorizing scripture because that's just kind of the thing I did. And I got to this verse. It said, "Blessed are the peacemakers." And everything I knew about Jesus, everything I knew about myself, just kind of clicked. And I was like, yes, that makes sense. Jesus, I know I need you. I know I can't get peace myself. I know I need to be forgiven. And I remember laying in that bed, just going, okay, God, I give you my life. Jesus, please forgive me and lead my life. I surrender to you. And the second part of that verse is, they shall be called the children of God. That moment for me has changed my life. So I invite you to, if you have a spiritual birthday, to celebrate that, to remember that. Like every time I talk about it, it's just like, yeah, that's who you are, Jesus. Thank you. Now, there's other types of ways to have memorials, spiritual memorials. And I want to just share with you a couple, and I'm going to have some help with this. See, these are some fun spiritual memorials for me. This picture, this is from a road trip that we took here in a high school ministry 3 years ago, I think. This was when we went to the Arch after working all week, and it was a ton of fun. And this is just, for me, it shows me God's love and care about how he wants to give us good gifts, even when we're serving, and just the joy and the fun experiences of going up into the Arch. This for me is a spiritual memorial because this happened last year. Kentucky Wildcats, our favorite team as a family, were playing in Kansas City, Elite 8 game, and because the favorites lost, tickets were really cheap. We went down there and we got to go have really great seats, like really good seats as a family. And it was just like, God, man, you love us. And it's so amazing to spend time as a family. couple more. This baton represents when I was in ministry and I was in a place where I was struggling a little bit. A leader came alongside me, a mentor, and said, "Hey, we're going to hand this baton off to you. It's time for you to lead something bigger." And I still have this baton, and it just means so much of God has more for my life, and I'll remember that. This is amazing for me. This is summer camp that I got to be a part of and lead. It's in South Carolina. That is the actual ocean that is on the beach in South Carolina. And these are like 350 of amazing students from our church. And some of the names there are the people who made their commitments to follow Jesus that week. And this will always be a sign of anything's possible. We went into this, we set everything up ourselves. We tore everything down. We did this. God did this through us. It was not because we had a bunch of experts or we had a clue what we were doing, but God did something really amazing in it. And this is a promise of what God can do. And it means something to me. I'll remember God's faithfulness and how much God can do so much more than I can ever imagine. And this is one of my examples. Just two more quick things. One's a funny one. Right here. As the COVID thing started, we as a church formed a task force team, and somebody awesome in artistry skills made a COVID-19 task force mug for us, that we're all in this together. This is God saying, "Hey, I'm with you. You're going to be in this together. Let's do this together." So that was fun. And lastly, and maybe this is something personal for some of you, this. Some of you remember this. Some of this was really key to you, like God spoke to you through this. This was last year's camp where there was, you wrote stuff about you that people had labeled you, and then you broke it. And then on the inside, there was a word from God that described who you are. And this means something to me because I believe that God wants to rewrite our lives and give us a name and help us understand who our real identity is. And I will remember those pictures of all of you sitting there working through this, listening for God's voice and walking in freedom. This is something I will keep and use as a spiritual memorial. God can do anything. Now, during the season, I've had a lot of fun things. I've laughed a lot. I will always be grateful for Jensen and her artistry skills. That moment when she started drawing the llama skydiving the first time was some of the best times ever. And we love her. And I'm sorry, some of you feel like we're picking on her, but it's really Tyler and I's love language. If we pick on you, we love you. So that was amazing. I remember like Tyler's year 3000, but I also remember just his faithfulness to so many middle school students and leaders. What he does behind the scenes is just a spiritual memorial for what happens when a faithful man serves God. I remember Marcus and his just involvement in your guys' life, his commitment just to one-on-one meet with people and how people came to Christ and people grew. I remember small group leaders giving us a call and saying, "Hey, this is what's going on." Nobody showed up. And then 2 weeks later going, "Man, 3 people showed up and it was actually a lot of fun." Or, "Man, we have a student in our group, Zoom group, doesn't say anything when we're in person, but man, on Zoom, they talk all the time. I've gotten to know more about him in 3 weeks than I did in 3 years." God's doing something. I encourage you as you go forward, what are the spiritual memorials you can make? Maybe for you, it's celebrating your spiritual birthday, but maybe for you, it's just figuring out what has been meaningful to you. What is an object that you could have somewhere around your house or somewhere around your room or somewhere around you where people could go and look at it and go like, "What's that? What happened there? What was going on?" Because I think spiritual memorials are not only for us, but they're giving us a chance to share the story of Jesus with other people. Some of us are freaked out about sharing, like, what do you mean, tell people about Jesus? I'm going to mess it up. How about if you come up with a spiritual memorial? Something that's a little weird, Maybe something like a cat riding a shark, spitting rainbows. And people go, what is going on there? And you go, oh, let me tell you, I got to tell you, this is why I wear this. Or this is why I have this thing hanging in my room. Or this is why I have that word put in this place in my car. Or this is why this word is on my social media account. Let people ask, hey, what happened there? And then you get to share what Jesus did in your life and why it's a spiritual memorial. Well, guys, we're super excited for what's going to happen next. You have been amazing, and our leaders have been amazing. There's so many memorials through this COVID-19 season that we're going to never forget. And it's not just because of social distancing. God has been doing some really cool things, and God's going to continue to do those. So we're going to continue going forward. But before we get there, during small group, I'd just like and challenge you to take some time, find a spiritual memorial or two that you could make, or maybe you could re-engage. Remember what Jesus has done and celebrate that. Will you pray with me? Jesus, thank you so much for who you are. Thank you for giving us these encounters with you, and give us the encouragement and give us maybe the wisdom to know, how can we celebrate? What kind of memorial can we make for that? Whether it's a coffee mug or a baton or a figurine or a poster or a picture. Jesus, I pray that you will help us know what the memorial is so that we can remember what you've done, but maybe also so that it could be a way that we could tell other people of what you've done. Jesus, we thank you. Thank you for the life that we get to live, and we ask that you will show us our next steps as we walk through the summer. Pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Speaking
hot.
Oh, they are amazing. I'm sure sweat is pouring all over, but we forgot something. Speaking of remembering,
we forgot something.
Yeah.
So bring that up.
Yeah.
So we told you guys that this last week was probably the last family challenge that we do. So we ended with a bang. It was take your best porch photo as a family, and creativity counts. And this week we have 3 winners. So this is our last one.
Here we go.
So the first one, look at that.
That is amazing.
Richters and Carrie right there.
That is amazing.
It was Twister with a twist.
Twister with a twist. Got it.
It is right
That's
there.
Good. That's good.
Love it. Yes, this one. There's a lot going on there. That's the Bitker family, and Pikachu scares me a lot there with a knife and a fork.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell them that they're going to get warm cookies tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
that's what
y'all get warm
is.
cookies. It's all
right. And the next one, this one's. I don't know. I think they went down to the archive, the county archive, and this is like a family picture from like the 1800s.
Feels like a horror movie. It feels like one of those where all of a sudden a horror movie happens.
Yes. So the Boyson family, great job. Yeah. That is incredible. That was no filter. So I don't know how you did it, but
wow, Tyler, wow, you upped your game.
Hashtag no filter.
There you go. All right. Well, hey guys, we want to tell you what's happening next in June. We told that, hey, this is what we're going to do in May. So June's going to look a little different. Thank you for those of you who took the survey. That helped us a lot figuring out, okay, God, what are you doing? What are people at? What's going to be helpful to them? Because we really want to be helpful to you making your next step. So here's what we're going to do, starting with.
Yes. So we are going to continue the drive-thrus on Mondays. So we want you to come to those. There won't be we won't give prizes for family challenges anymore, but you will still get a handout with some conversation starters. And the unique thing is going to be leading into the next thing. There was going to be challenges on these sheets.
Yes.
But what are they?
Wait for it. We're going to say that at the end. All right. Number 2, YouTube Live. We're going to keep doing YouTube Live. We're going to do this. We're going to add some different things into it, creativity, do some fun things with it. But we're going to keep doing this about 30 minutes, just a chance to connect with you, maybe give away some stuff. And then we're also going to still roll into Zoom groups afterwards. We do know that some leaders are going to need to transition out for the summer. So Tyler and I are going to be kind of taking over some Zoom groups or grouping up some Zoom groups. So make sure you celebrate, ask your Zoom group leader if they're going to stay during the summer. If they are, say, sweet, see you next week. If they're not, celebrate them, thank them. And then we will be in touch with you how to get connected into a new group. There you go.
Which is exciting.
All right.
And then there's going to be high school.
Oh, yeah. High school Bible study, Colossians. We're going to continue that 3:30 on Thursday. Look for the link coming to you tomorrow morning. And then speaking of high school, seniors, we are, and everybody, this is where, if church happens, if we're able to be in church all together, which is looking positive. So if that happens, July 19th, we want to celebrate the seniors. We're going to have a slideshow. We're going to have a big thing going on in the main service, but after service, we're going to have, if we're allowed to, if that's all okay, we're going to have a reception for seniors and we're going to just really celebrate them. So, that's not guaranteed. Again, we had to see what we're allowed to do and all that stuff. But if you could just kind of like, if I'm thinking of a family vacation or being out of town, July 19th, don't do it. Make sure you're here July 19th. Keep it penciled in on your calendars. Great way to celebrate our seniors.
Yes. So now can I carry on my drum roll? And we are going to do what we're going to call the Quarantine Cup.
Quarantine Cup.
Quarantine Cup. So
yes.
4 weeks in June, Quarantine Cup.
Yes.
It's going to be small group driven.
Yes.
Man, Brad, can you just explain what the prize may be?
The prize may be the winning group. And we're going to make up all the rules this week. So just wait. We're getting so excited about making up rules again. But here's what it's going to be. We think the winning small group gets a night at Top Golf Omaha.
What?
And if you've never been to Top Golf, get ready to live.
Yeah. So or if you want to, Amazing Pizza Machine.
Or we'll give you a small group a night at Amazing Pizza Machine.
But Brad and I will definitely be chaperoning those nights.
We need to chaperone this to make sure everything's under control. Absolutely.
So you want to win that. A night with Brad and I at Top Golf.
And your small group leader, you tell us, the winning small group leader, we will choose what they get to wear. So that's an extra incentive for you small groups. When this challenge gets announced next Wednesday.
Yes.
Your small group leader, if you win, we get to dress them. Yes. We'll come dressed like this, and we get to dress them. Yes. So, Brett, we're coming at you. Bring it. Bring your best. Come on. Let's go.
It's going to be legit. Middle school represent. We are in this. We have a dog in the fight,
Brett,
and we're going to win.
I'm going for you, Brett. I'm cheering you on. This is the one match I'm cheering for you, man.
6th graders out there, let's go.
Come on.
We can do this.
Come on. Brett's got you. Brett's got it. Come on, Brett's guys. Brett's guys, I need you.
Heidi will be fun.
No, Brett's guys. Brett. Brett. Anyway,
prove you wrong, middle school.
We're going to have all the rules, all of the things that's going to mean, but there's going to be challenges each week you do as a small group, and not everybody, before you go, but how many? We don't have as many. No, it's going to be based on numbers that you have, not based on a bunch of additional numbers. So there'll be a lot of things, a lot of details. We're going to tell the small group leaders and communicate with you. Next Wednesday, though, make sure you're here because that's when the season starts.
Boom.
And you want to make sure because there will be points awarded night 1. For Quarantine Cup.
Quarantine Cup 2020.
Yes.
Quarantine Cup.
Yes.
I feel like we need to come up with a song for that.
Yeah, I think
like a little jingle.
Jensen should make up something.
Like a little jingle.
Yeah, Jensen gave us a thumbs up. So anybody thought we were making fun of her. Nope, she just gave me a thumbs up that she's ready to make a song. So, hey, get off me, okay? Come on, we're here for her.
Yes.
See, she even laughed. All right.
Yeah, I think we should get up as they leave.
No, let's walk out. Let's walk out.
Are we doing
We are done. Thanks, guys.
Here?
See you next week. Quarantine Cup 2020.
Oh! Bye. See ya.